Hello everybody, we are back here on the Hunter Call of the Wild on the Te Awaroa National Park, and we're going to be grinding some fallow deer today because I really want to complete a couple huddle mounts for them. I'd eventually like to get an all diamond one and an all rare one. For the all rare one, I'd like to get one of each rare. I don't know how long that's going to take, but I think we should easily be able to get at least one mount done, whether it be one of those two or mixed between diamonds and rares. I'd just really like to get some fallow deer in the lodge because, as most of you know, I'm not a huge fan of Hirschfelden, and so I haven't really hunted fallow too often. So it'd be really cool to be able to get some good ones in the lodge now that we can actually hunt these guys without having to worry about all the thick brush of Hirschfelden. So let's go ahead and take a couple of these out. Now I'm probably only going to include some of the decent kills. I don't want to include everything or else it's going to be an extremely long video, so we'll probably just show stuff like level 4s and 5s if we end up coming across a 5. So honestly, I'm not sure how I should be setting this map up. I want to try and get tripods and stuff like that in all the locations where I've got fallow deer, and I'm going to try and do the same thing for Sika deer, but I'm just not sure if I'm going to need to place any tents at other spots, because obviously we want to be able to relieve hunting pressure wherever we go. And there's obviously going to be some locations that are a little bit far away where tents are going to be nice. So I mainly need to try and figure out what I need to prioritize when it comes to tent placement, because I'd like to get tents along this river in a couple spots. That way I can hit up the fallow zones a little bit quicker, but at the same time, I'd also like to try and save my tents for other spots on the map. Now, one thing that I think we will have to do is we'll have to get a tent on the other side somewhere. That way we can fast travel over to claim things. Other than that, I don't really think we'll put anything over here. That's actually a really good fallow deer right there. Let's make sure we get that guy down. Beautiful. That's a good looking level 4. Here is this one that was on our side. Just a level 3. We ended up intestine shotting it, so that explains why it didn't die immediately. We got ourselves another level 4 right there, along with a 3, I believe, up here. Yeah, we do have a 3 right there, so real quickly gonna check the pressure. I think we should be okay to kill these. At least the 4. We got that guy. Now if we can get the 3. I think that should do the trick right there. And we actually need to get another in him. That should be good right there. Oh, I think that's actually a mixed feral goat. Definitely want to take that down. That is something we definitely need to add to our lodge. Okay, so that's actually our goat right there. We ended up spooking them off, and I was trying to find this guy, but there he is. And that was a good shot. Nice. So we got a mixed feral goat. These aren't as rare as I initially thought they were. I've actually seen a decent amount of these by the time this reserve released onto the live servers. So definitely a little disappointed it's not super rare, but it does seem to be an uncommon, so it's definitely cool to get a level 4 one, especially since we don't have one in the lodge. So let's go ahead and toss that one in there. So I just realized that I had paused my recording and forgot to resume it, but we went ahead and claimed all of the ones that were along here. I actually don't even know what we didn't end up getting recorded in that. I wish I would not have paused it now, but it is what it is. Can't really change anything. We do have one more 4 right here, so we can go ahead and take this guy out. And I believe we had a 3 over here. We'll probably leave him for now, though. In fact, I'm sure he's probably spooked. He was actually right next to me, so he's probably long gone. But anyway, as I was saying when I forgot to hit record, this is probably one of the better lakes for fallow deer on the map. There's a absolute ton of deer that go to this, and it's relatively close to the starter location, so definitely a very easily accessible lake, and I think a lot of you will enjoy hunting here. Alright, well, I just looked back at the footage, and it seems that the only thing I didn't record was me picking up the fallow deer on the opposite side and placing down the tent, so you guys didn't miss anything too crazy, thankfully. But here is the first level 4 that we took out. Let's go ahead and grab this guy. This is the one that I forgot to record, but it is a 179, just barely a gold, so a pretty small four, honestly. I've seen quite a few small ones as of now. Most of the fours that I've taken out were pretty small. We had, I believe, a 174, and then I think we had one that was low 180s, but nothing insanely huge yet. Alright, here is this little guy right here. This one probably is a little bit bigger, and oh wow, it's actually a little bit smaller. That is a level 4 that makes silver. I did not know that was possible with fallow deer. I guess that just shows how often I hunt them, because I did not know that this was a thing. So during the pre-release content creator build, I never went along this coastline, so I actually do want to go along here and see if there's any fallow deer. I do remember a couple people saying that there is, so hopefully we can find a couple herds through here. That would be pretty nice to be able to get a couple more spots on fallow deer. Oh, yeah, there actually is. They're right here. A lot closer than I was expecting. Well, that is really good to know. Unfortunately, I only see this guy. So not exactly the size I was hoping for, but still fallow deer nonetheless, and that's one more chance at getting a good respawn. Here's this little guy. It's a pretty small level 3. Actually, that's way below gold, so yeah, not exactly an impressive fallow deer, but another one down for respawns. And sure enough, there is another zone for fallow deer. So that's actually pretty awesome. We do have a couple zones along this coastline. So that definitely makes this worth coming here, since there's at least 2 zones and possibly more. So let's go ahead and get this 4 down for sure. And preferably him too. There we go, we managed to get both of them. Nice. I'm guessing you guys have probably already noticed by now, but I'm actually using the mission variant of the 303. This is the laminated. And I actually got this today on our live stream. We did a bunch of the missions. It was an absolute blast. By the time this video goes up, it will be yesterday's live stream, but it was a lot of fun. And I gotta say, I would highly suggest all of you play the mission line for this map once you end up getting it. It's a lot of fun. One of the best mission arcs I've seen in this game. There is this guy, 181. Not too bad, a little bit bigger than the ones we've been getting at least, so that's nice. And this guy is just a little level 3. Nothing special about him. That is another fallow deer right there. I kind of want to let him go calm again just so I can get this zone. I don't want him to spook off or to shoot him before we get the zone. So we'll probably just chill here for a second and wait. Well, as much as I'd like to grab this zone, he is trotting away now. So we should probably take him out before he gets away. Maybe if we're lucky, there'll be a drink zone to grab right here. This actually is from a different 82 to 100 buck. This is not the same one that we just shot, so there is another decent buck in the area. It's just going to be a matter of finding it. And here's this guy. I think this might be our best one yet. Yeah, 183, and we accidentally spine shot it. Well then, that's not what I intended to do, so a little unfortunate. Okay, so that's something really cool actually. That is a male with the black spots variant. This is actually not a common thing to see. For those of you that don't know already, the black spots variation for the feral pigs is typically on females, but occasionally you can find it on the male pigs, so that's kind of cool. I'm kind of hoping that this might be it right here. But anyway, we were about at the end of fallow deer drink time, so I decided to drive over to these lakes and get a tent set up, since this is a fantastic spot for fallow deer. It's right here on the map for anybody that is curious, but we're going to go ahead and set up a tent right there. And before that, we're going to try and figure out what this pig is. Definitely not what I expected, but we should probably still take him out. That was definitely not the heart shot I was hoping to get. And that second shot was not exactly great either. Let's hope the third one will at least put it down. And here's this little pig right here, just a brown hybrid level 2. Nothing too crazy, and I see what happened. We ended up hitting the jaw. That's unfortunate. Alright, so I ended up setting up a couple tripods along the river to try and reduce the hunting pressure a little bit when going after these fallow deer. I think this is decent placement. We can always change it if we need to. But as of now, I think this is what I'm going to go with. Unfortunately, I didn't see any fallow deer on my way down this river putting those up, which I'd imagine they probably spooked off from me placing them, so we're gonna have to just move on to the other zones, unfortunately, but at least we have these set up for next time that we come through here. And I also got a tripod and tent set up at this lake like I was saying I was going to. So yeah, we're looking pretty decent for fallow deer, and we still have quite a few tent slots to where we could place some for sika deer also. Maybe we can even do some feral goat ones at some point. I'd like to grind a variety of species pretty early on to try and work towards a bunch of different diamonds, because obviously we want to try and get all of the new diamonds at some point. Oh my gosh, guys. Look at that. I think that might be a melanistic fallow deer. This is the first one that I've ever seen of these guys. That is absolutely insane. I honestly never thought that I would come across one of these guys when I was hunting them on Hirschfeld, and in fact, I believe the only rare that I ever got for the fallow deer was actually the one that we got during the early access build of this particular map right here. You guys actually saw that pretty recently. It was a piebald one, but this is the first melanistic one that I think I've ever seen. I do believe Flinter ended up getting one of these a little while back, but other than that, that's the only one that I've seen. That is really incredible. We definitely don't want to screw this guy up. That is such an awesome trophy. I do want to try and get this 4 also, because that is definitely going to be good for respawns. So if we could get both of these, that would be phenomenal. We definitely got both of them. And I saw one more right here. Here we go. See if we can get another. Yeah, that'll do the trick right there. I think that was all of the fallow bucks around the area, so let's go ahead and jump down and go claim that. I am super excited to get a look at this up close. So I went ahead and claimed the other 2 ones already because they weren't really anything too special, but this right here is the level 4. It's a pretty good size level 4, nothing too crazy though, but definitely not a bad trophy. It'll be really good for respawns. Hopefully we can get ourselves a level 5 out of it. But right here is what we are all interested in. And that's gotta be one of the coolest trophies I think I've ever come across in this game. I'm still just shocked that we even found one. I don't even care that it's a small one. That's just so cool to see. And with this being only the second rare fallow buck that I've ever killed, that is absolutely awesome. Unfortunately, the first one that I killed was on the early access build, so we won't get to keep it. So technically, this is the first one that I've killed on the live game. We had a albino doe, but that's not really anything too special, but let's claim it. It is a 129.30 melanistic fallow deer. That is so cool. I cannot believe we actually found something this awesome. I was really hoping that I would get a rare sika deer, but we ended up getting a rare fallow deer instead as our first major rare. So that's really, really cool. Definitely happy with that. Honestly, this is probably one of the more rare things in the game. I know most of the melanistics are relatively rare for the deer species, especially for the red deer, and it honestly seems like the whitetail is extremely rare too. But this is only the second fallow deer melanistic I've ever seen killed. The other one was from Flinter, so that's crazy. That's really, really cool. Definitely need to complete a huddle mount with this guy now. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and jump into the lodge now on that note. Alright, so I decided to put the mixed feral goat right here. I think this is a pretty decent spot for it. I definitely think it goes pretty good in this room, especially with that particular mount size, so I'm happy with that. I think this room is starting to look pretty good for the most part. We got our Rocky Mountain elk there along with all of these different albinos and the leucistic turkey, of course. Then we got our mixed feral goat and the piebald pronghorn along with a few diamonds on the wall. Definitely liking the way this room is turning out so far. It's got a good variety of things. But we need to make room for this melanistic fallow deer. I don't know what to take down yet. I need to move something, but I'm just not sure what yet. I believe this is... Okay, so that's just a diamond and a brown hybrid. We can always move this. And then we will put our fallow deer right there. That is awesome. Definitely a huge fan of the way this looks. I think that might be one of the coolest melanistics in the game. I gotta say I do like the blacktail and the whitetail better, but that's really awesome looking. Definitely like the way that looks. So that was super, super cool to find. It's honestly the last thing I expected to find while setting up for the fallow grind. That's really, really awesome. We honestly made quite a bit of progress with setting everything up, and we ended up getting a really cool trophy in the process too. That was a couple hours well spent. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, but I think we're going to go ahead and end it there. Normally I would go towards the front of the lodge and kind of walk out, but I actually don't want to spoil anything that could potentially be like a mission spoiler, because we did end up getting the mission animal, and I don't want to spoil what that is for you guys if you haven't played it already, so I'm not going to be running out in the front for this outro, but I appreciate everybody stopping by the video. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. I post daily videos along with 5 live streams a week, and there's plenty of content to be watched. Also, consider hitting that like button. It is a massive help in getting my videos recommended to more people, and it's completely free. But with all that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace!